All right, BBT students, this week we're continuing our series on integrity, and we've said that integrity is really just showing honesty in both our words and our actions. And another way to look at integrity means not to be divided. And really what that means is that you should really act the same way in front of people as when those people aren't there. You should act the same way in the dojo as you do outside the dojo. You should act the same way in front of your parents as you do when your parents aren't there, and the same way at church as when you're not at church. So these things mean that you're showing integrity. So we've talked in class quite a bit about it's not just about wearing a black belt or getting a black belt. It's about really being a black belt, and that should be the goal. And that means that you're going to act the same way when it's on as you do when it's off. And when you're wearing your karate uniform and you're in the dojo, you definitely want to be following that black belt, our black belt principles and the student creed. But when you take it off and you go home, you should still be showing those things. So let's say David is someone who is really following the student creed and the black belt principles when he's in here, when he's got his belt on and he's rocking and rolling in classes. And he also takes that outside of here, and he does his best to show these things outside of the dojo. That means that he's showing integrity. But let's say David takes off his belt, his uniform, and he goes home, and there's a lack of respect at home, and there's a lack of courtesy to his friends, and a lack of humility, and all these sort of things. That would mean that he is having trouble in this area of integrity. So there's a saying in martial arts that once a black belt, always a black belt. And really what that means is that someone who is a martial artist is really always going to be trying to conduct themselves like a martial artist, both in and outside of their training. And I know we are home right now, we're off routine, we've got different things going on, but it's more important than ever for us to show integrity, for us to really show that we're following the student creed, that we're following these black belt principles that we're talking about. Even in our routines at home and whatever's going on, showing that respect to mom and dad, showing that discipline in our training is more important than ever. And so I want to encourage you to not just think about earning a black belt someday, think about being a black belt, showing that black belt lifestyle right now, and that really starts with integrity.